going to say, but you edit out the bits that you don't want to say.
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
I promise you. I listen to people for a living, and you self-edit.
My dear fellow, I would never have phoned you had I not thought that they play the thing.
Yeah, no.
It's the thing.
It's.
Is the play the thing?
Say it again.
Is the play the thing?
No, I couldn't take the generality of it. But I hope you call me again, George. Thank you very much indeed. Jerry's in Nottinghamshire. Hello, Jerry.
Hello, mate. How are you going? All right.
Well, I think so. I just looked up at the clock on the wall. You know, it's this terrible old cliche. You know, Ray, where are you going to put the clock? You know, on the ceiling. And I looked at it. I thought, goodness gracious, 15 minutes to 5. What have I been up all day?
Exactly. And I'm thinking exactly the same thing. I've been out tonight. I went to what it is. It's a couple, two ladies, just bought this pub.
Two women in a pub?
That's right, mate, yeah. They just bought this pub, like, and I always listen to you, like, when I come in, like, talkSPORT, you know, channel, like, I've been upstairs, just come downstairs now. Like, I ain't got the phone upstairs in the bedroom, like, I just come downstairs, like, just listen to you, conversation, people ringing in, like.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm ringing about is, like, I've never heard you so calm, never. You know, normally, like, you have a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And if you disagree, it's like, yeah, thank you very much, you know, do your homework, like, when you find out what you're talking about, see you later, you know what I mean? And I've never heard your voice so calm in my life, you know what I mean?
Oh, I tell you what, we're going to have to do something here. We're going to play a commercial, otherwise we're going to get shot. They take us outside and smack us with thinly sliced haddock.
Yeah.
So, can you stay there?
Yeah, I will do, yeah, man.
And I'll come back to you in a minute.
Across the UK on 1089 and 1053 AM.
For a man with so little talent, come a long way.
And on the engineering apocalypse that is DAB Digital Radio.
God save the Queen.
talkSPORT. talkSPORT.
What a nice sound that is. There's some, irrespective of eras and whatever, you just hear some stuff and you think, that's fantastic.
Very mellow and chilled. It makes you feel quite serene and happy.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. There's a message here from Ollie. Ollie says, I'm from Birmingham. Okay. And I'm lovely. Okay. There's loads of people from different countries here, and it's richer for it. I think you're absolutely right, actually. It's this narrow-minded extremists that would have us say, we're British. And what does that mean? And it means we're we went across the world, and people would question whether that was totally good, but I don't think it was all bad. And we spread communication, we spread technology as we had access to it at the time. And I think it would be a very different world if we hadn't have had Victorian Britain. So that's my belief of it. Oh, here's an email. It's got loads of emails. I'm so sorry, actually. I'm a bit behind with the orders, actually. I should read these out more frequently. Lynn's in Shropshire, and she said, it's good that callers have their say without being rude and shouting down. Well, little note here from Carol in London. She said, Jeremy Paxman's salary is disgusting. It works out at £20,000 a week. I don't earn that in a year, but I still have to pay for a licence. You're absolutely right. Mike, says Hugh in Wales. Hello, Hugh. Good morning. He said, one cycle 1 year over another 1,200 times. Get a cycle per annum. I don't know where this is going. I'm reading it blind. One snag. Do you use chopsticks when you... Creatively funny. A TV licence is, says Harry in South East London, needed if you own a DVD player or any transmission thereof. You're paying for a BBC radio through the world, also whether you want it or not. I think that's an interesting point, actually. You're paying for it whether you want it or not. We were talking about this, that, the other, and the price of fish with Jerry in Nottinghamshire.
I'm still here.
You're still there. You're a top man.
Right.
Do you have any thoughts on gambling casinos?
I'll tell you something. I've been to one in Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, I'm a gambler on the horses, and you know,
Yeah.
I've a bet on the horses. But having said that, I'm in Mansfield at the moment. I live in Mansfield. I've been in Mansfield about 20 odd years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But having said that, they're on about building a casino in Mansfield. Yeah, and yes, I'm all for it. For one reason.
What's that?
Because I do like a gamble. But having said that, I'm not addicted.
No,
If you
people who drink 2 bottles of Scotch a day say they're not addicted. They just say they like a drink.
Excuse me, no. No, point taken. But having said that, yeah, I do like a drink. I've been out today.
No, I wasn't accusing you. I just drawing it as a parallel.
I know where you're coming from, like.
Yeah.
But having said that, I got a text of 7 ladies about the pub. Say like they bought the pub. I got a text off one of them saying, "I don't want you at dinner time. I need you here tonight." So therefore, I stopped in all day. I'm watching golf, match playing. Colin Montgomery is lost today, so I'm watching golf all day, like, yeah. And having said that, I went out tonight. But having said that, going back to your point where you just said, like, yeah, casino, yeah, I do agree, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't take it or leave it.
Well, that's good. A lot of people can't. They get addicted to it. It's the adrenal rush. You know, it's the excitement of the moment, and people go, "Oh yes, oh."
Yeah, I know what you mean. There is a bit of adrenaline there, isn't there?
Yes, a friend of mine actually is. She loves going to casinos. She absolutely loves it, and she says to me, "Oh, let's go out. We'll go to this or go." And me, I promise you, I am pained numb. I cannot find any enthusiasm for it at all.
Yeah.
And she's at the table. So there's chips flashing around all over the place, and I'm standing there so petrified and bored.
Yeah.
Doesn't touch me at all. I can't.
Well, it's not your thing, obviously. Then.
No, I tell you what. I think I'd rather have my teeth removed without cocaine or whatever it is.
Yeah.
God, dear, absolutely boring.
Can I ask you one question, please?
How tall am I? 6'2".
No. What? Okay. I'm going to put it this way. What turns you on then? What do you like then? Go for a meal or anything like that? You know?
Yeah, I like that. I like fishing for trout.
Yeah. You like fishing there?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, coarse fishing, trout, yeah.
Oh, well, trout, fly fishing.
I go deep sea fishing. I play lots of golf and out there.
Do you do deep sea fish?
Yeah, deep sea. I've been doing that for years.
Right.
Yeah.
I did some of that off of Loch Broom. In Loch Broom, with a pal of mine, and we met up with 2 Danish nurses. This sounds like something that'd be a dodgy video, doesn't it?
Say, where is this going,
Where is this going?
Yeah, go on.
And we met up with these 2 girls, and we said, "Do you want to come fishing?" And they said, because this was long ago, far away.
Yeah.
And they said, "Yeah." Because I didn't realise at the time, schoolboy geography, Denmark is a strand of islands, anybody who doesn't row over there is not walking,
Yeah.
And we said, well, I tell you what, we'll go and get the bait, why don't you go and get the boat? And they said, okay. So we came back, and there's this 18-foot clinker-built boat, and there's 2 girls in it. I mean, they're quite slender, so they must know what they're all about.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. We, of course, being alpha males, my pal and I, had to take the oars, and of course we made a complete cogs of it. And they're sitting there, not reacting in any way at all, obviously reacting to each other, but, not saying to us.
Yeah.
And we eventually, in like 20 minutes, we managed to get to the place we were supposed to be.
Yeah.
So we catch some fish and we have a nice time. And we caught the fish, and those we wanted to keep, we put in the keep sack. And so the girls, these 2 Danish girls, Benta and Karen, I can remember them still, said, we'll row back. And I said, okay, thinking this is going to be a long time. We went through that water like a knife through butter.
Yeah.
Wow. And I looked at my pal Ian, we used to go to school together, and I said, I don't know about you, I said, but I'm feeling a bit under par. He said, yes. He said, I'm feeling very, very average. I've just been put in my place.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It's nice to talk to you. Thanks very much, Jerry. We're going to be talking to Bob in Lanarkshire in just a moment. We're talking about the BBC. We're also talking about, I say we're going to get to somebody who wants to talk about it. Bradley and Deb's romance at work is the front page story in the People. And I've made the point that it's so much easier to fall in love with someone you work with because you've got so much in common. You know, there's the hostilities of the people you both don't like. That's fun, isn't it? Did you ever work with someone you were very attracted to, David?
I did, actually, when I worked up at a bar in Birmingham.
In Birmingham?
Yes. I was very, very attracted to her. She was attracted to me, actually. We went out for 3 months.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
It was, but then seeing her every day, spending time with her every night, eating with her, waking up with her, got to be a bit too much in one go. And I think, although it was only a 3.5 month relationship, it progressed to something like 7-8 months, and I felt like it was getting a bit too heavy.
Wow.
I was only young.
Only young. I was an innocent abroad, sir. An innocent abroad. We're going to have a little commercial?
Not just yet.
Okay, we won't have one.
Another minute or so before we go to the news.
Oh, okay. Now, the reason I ask you this is because on the front page of the People and various other papers, Bradley and Debs from Coronation Street fell in love. It doesn't look to be a casual thing, looking at the pictures, which are obviously taken expressly for this service. So I think maybe there might be a bit of marketing at work here. Front page story for everybody. Anyway, we'll talk to Bob. Hello, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Bob. I'm just going to take a little pause. Can you stay with us for a minute? Okay, thanks very much indeed. If you'd like to be part of the programme, it's 08704 20 20 20. 08704 20 20 20. Or you can text me on 81089, 81089, or send an email to talksport.net. If you're sending a text, 81089, it's 50p on top of your standing arrangements. Standing arrangements. It sounds like something people get up to, isn't it? You know.
Sounds quite sordid.
Yes. It's Sunday paperish. I'm Mike Allen, this is talkSPORT. We're just about 2 minutes away from 5 o'clock, and after 5, through until 6, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm just going to slip into the phone room, actually, and take a few calls. So if you're calling, the next voice you hear will probably be mine, actually. 08704 20 20 20. 08704 20 20 20. Or you can send me an email. Why not? It's sitting there and it's not being used. talksport.net. I'm Mike Allen. After the news, more of us, and the conversation today is led by working with the one you love.
1089 and 1053 AM.
This is my genuine belief.
Around the world.
I just said no.
Around the clock.
That is the clear message.
From the Sky News Centre. Talk Sport on the Hour News.
Top stories from the Sky News Centre at 5.
On 1089 and 1053 AM. Talk Sport.
Mama was queen of the mambo, Papa was king of the Congo. Deep down in the jungle, I started banging my...
As you know, this is the media centre of the universe, and I was just watching my screens, and this Ming Campbell with his open neck shirt, and I was thinking, something, it's like trying too hard, isn't it? My favourite radio listening is divided between Keith Arthur and James Whale. And Fisherman's Blues is on at 6 o'clock. It's a great programme. He's so good. Keith Arthur, absolutely brilliant.
I have discussed this with Mr. Mendoza before. Keith Arthur has the wealth of knowledge of the universe stored in his mind. He knows everything about everything.
Oh, right. I work for people like that.
You work with one here.
Thank you very much for the new headphones, by the way.
A pleasure.
Because the others were falling apart. I had a moment there. I looked at the clock and I thought, I've been sitting in this chair for 4 hours. You know, I'm like a lamb chop. Let's talk to Bob in Lanarkshire. If you'd like to be part of the programme, love to talk to you. I've got room for about another 3 callers on 08704 20 20 20. We're talking about this, that and the other, the price of fish. You can set the agenda if you want, actually. 08704 20 20 20. Sorry?
I said the price of fish is Keith's job.
Yes, well, it's a job share. Hello, Bob.
Hello there.
Sorry about all this. There's all these machinations of radio. What do you normally do in the daytime?
In the daytime? Well, from night shift I sleep during the day.
So you're a late shift guy?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? You know, and people want to call you about 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's correct.
You know, and you think...
No, they asked me to buy some double glazing or something like that, and all that stuff.
Oh,
you want to buy a fish tank? They don't want to buy a fish tank off me.
It's a required thing. Because I tell you when, I think they got me marked down for the evening shift, because they seem to call me at home about 8:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
I suppose it's probably a good time for most people, really, isn't it? You know, they're probably having dinner or something, I don't know. Or having a takeaway, yes. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about BBC.
Oh, right.
Well, in the early days, television, the BBC in particular, can they branded names, like Kellogg's Cornflakes, HP Sauce, things like that, was wrapped up. It was shown away for the camera.
So you're talking...
It was never displayed.
Yes, absolutely. So you're talking about branding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because this is what the BBC is based on, it doesn't advertise. For years and years and years, it didn't any sponsorship at all. They would never cover.
Yeah, so the euphemism for it. The euphemism is product placement, isn't it? That's the expression. Product placement. We've got our whatever it is in camera. Yeah. And it's worth a great deal, because not only is it putting it in front of people, but it's putting it in front of people with a dramatic backdrop. So one would imagine, you know, everyone's delighted, everyone's having a fair crack. But should they do it? Should they do it? We should ask. You know, maybe we should go back to.
Well, is MD getting paid money for wearing some particular T-shirt or whatever?
I don't know.
I'm
just looking to see if I've got a logo on my T-shirt. I haven't. No.
Well,
no.
You're not in radio.
No one would know, would they?
No.
Are you a habitual radio person? You put the radio on every day.
talkSPORT, yes.
Yeah.
I like the James Field show.
He's good, isn't he?
And that brings me on to the next topic. You were talking tonight about Church of Rome and Catholicism, and the Pope in particular. Do you think the Catholic Church has been damaged by the last couple of books by Dan Brown, Angels and Demons?
Say that again. Do I think the Catholic Church has been damaged by...
The last couple of books has been published by Dan Brown, Angels and Demons, and Da Vinci Code.
You're asking me for a personal appraisal of that?
Yeah, personal appraisal of that.
No, the Catholic Church can't ride that. Then it's a huge thing. The Catholic Church, absolutely enormous.
Yeah,
it's going to ride over all those bumps and scurries. Do you
not think there's something hidden there?
Well, I haven't read the books with that in my mind, so I don't perceive it as being anything other than reflective of the age we live in. If you think, 10 years ago, we probably wouldn't have had a film made like the Da Vinci Code. Nobody would have said, we can't do that. We might upset a huge chunk of the population. But now, it's up for grabs. Everything's up for a challenge, and I think it's a lot healthier than, sacred ground, don't go there, I mean, why not?
Well, I think it's exposed a lot that the Catholic Church has been hiding for the hundreds and hundreds of years.
Well, at least 2,000.
Well, 2,000 years, yeah.
Yeah, so so they've got some bits they want to keep in the cupboard, you know, and they want to just draw a veil discreetly over them, whatever they might be, I don't know. But any organisation has got that, hasn't it?
No.
You know, I mean, if you and I were pressed against the wall with a bright searchlight saying, tell me all, you know, we're probably going to come out with stuff we wouldn't be very proud of saying.
I suppose you're correct in that, but I'm not putting myself up as being above God, and they're putting him down as God on earth, God's saviour on earth, as a Pope. He should be above that, surely.
Well, if he's above it, then everybody's entitled to be above it. So
No.
So it's got to be egalitarian. It's got to be one same rule for everybody. You can't have a separate set of rules, can you?
You can't have anything hidden. If there's revelations, it's got to be told. It's got to be revealed.
Absolutely. One of the great sadnesses of the world, you look back, and occasionally I watch the History Channel, you know, occasionally I read books on, you know, whatever. And one of mankind's weakest moments is when they say, to use that terrible old expression, and please forgive me, it's a cliche in the making, don't go there, you know? And people say, oh, don't talk about that. And you go to someone's funeral and they say, oh, don't mention, you know, the business or whatever. You know, and it's that don't talk about it which has been such a negative thing. You know, we're all human beings, we all expect and probably appreciate, you know, the pitfalls and whatever of being alive. But it's just a thing, you know, people happily say, don't talk about that. It's like that whole business about John Cleese and the hotel business, Fawlty Towers. He says, don't mention, yes, that's right. He says, don't mention the war. I did, but I think I got away with it. You know, it's on everybody's mind. You meet people, you know, you and I could be on holiday together, and I'd say to you, there's some Germans over there, and immediately that has connotations of what?
Yeah, well, get your tail down before the Germans.
That's right. Absolutely. Did you hear about the Lufthansa flight and the American Airlines flight coming into Heathrow? And this is supposed to be true. I don't know if it's wrong. If it's wrong, it won't hurt them. They'd probably do it a bit of advertising. So the American Airlines guy said, he said, we're coming in with permission to land, or whatever it is they do. And the Lufthansa guy said, I think you'll find that's my beach towel down there. Thanks for the call. Tony's in Rickmansworth. No, it's not. It's Norman. It's Norman Schwartz. Hello, Norman.
Hello.
I just credited you the wrong thing.
I've been asleep waiting for you here.
Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry about that.
I want a couple of points. You're on about the TV licence.
Yes, 160 odd quid. Is it worth it?
Well, I got a television, a digital one, in at Christmas, just before Christmas, about the middle of December last year. And before I got it delivered, he rang us up and he says, you know the thing you ordered? He says, yeah. He says, well, we haven't got that deal, but we can give you a DVD and a video recorder, and it'll be the same price, but it's dearer. So I took the deal. Now I've got all these free channels, but you get all your advertisements every, I think it's quicker than ITV. And nearly all the stuff is repeat, but you do get the odd football game for now, which I'm a football nut anyway. Living up there, we've just got Roy Keane. I think he'll stare at the way I walk away. But the television licence, I think if you go to Ireland, you get free channel and free television licence at 60 or 65, and you can travel on buses and trains all over. Now, as regards industry, all Ireland's got is fishing and cows, haven't they, and farming. Or they've got a glassworks in Cork, I think. But I think we're paying through the snout for the telly here. I mean, I'm an ex-soldier.
Are you?
Oh, I did 18 years in the army and I come out and faced 2 redundancy. But I was in Cyprus 61, 64. Now, we stopped the Civil War and nobody in England knows about that. The UN got out there in April 64, and they were supposed to stay till August 64, and they're still there. So the UN's a load of rubbish. I mean, they're even called Tony Blair, because the UN's not worth the paper it's written on.
I was reading some disturbing stuff in today's press, some Sunday papers today, and talking about the shortage of ammunition, not to mention the shortage of food.
Well, I can't understand that, because I was an ammunition storeman, I was a super storeman, RDOC, and we had to do ammunition, tech stores, general stores, MT spares, and everything. And I was lucky, I went to Shape, and I ran International Motor Pool, all the staff cars. And generals were 10 a penny over there. Colonels used to get the bus to work because they weren't OCs. And if you hadn't a car, if you were OC, you could have a car. You had colonels getting the bus to go to work. And majors getting the staff car.
What does OC translate to?
Eh?
What does OC mean?
Officer Commanding. Oscar Charlie.
And Oscar
I
Charlie.
came out on phase 2 redundancy. I did 18 years. And I got 18-20 seconds of a pension, my gratuity where I paid into, and £4 redundancy. And I worked down the pit. I did everything backwards. I was down the pit for 6 years. I didn't join up till 2 months of 22. So they can't tell me I wasn't frightened of graft.
No, not at all.
They asked me about down the pit. I always tell them it was dark. And I never told nobody to join the army, unless if they fancied it, go in for the least time possible, and if you don't like it, get out. But I enjoyed my 18 years. I played football and cricket, and it was great.
So I was just thinking of... Now they seem to be paying people about £2.50 an hour or something. What did they pay you per hour? Did you work it out per hour?
Well, I was told I was a soldier 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We were on about... I was a sergeant. I was on 86 quid a week in Blighty. I got 277, but in Germany, you know when the pound devalued in 67, it was 11 mark 20, and lads went to Dusseldorf the same night, and they'd only give them 7 mark 50, but it leveled down to 9 mark 50, then it went right down to about 3 mark 50 the pound. But the upped your LOA, so your standard of living was still the same, you know what I mean? You didn't lose really. What you lost on the mark, they upped your local overseas allowance. So you're still getting like 11 mark 50 the pound, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was canny that, like. But it's terrible to say that when you came home to England, they didn't want to know you. And all the countries I was in, they didn't want to know you. Only Holland we were welcoming. The Krauts didn't want you. And I was stationed at Southend, Shoebury Nest. They didn't want to know us. Army crap, they called us.
Really? You didn't say Kraut, did you?
Kraut?
No, you didn't, did you?
Why, Germans. Square heaps.
This is me. It's my way.
There was a great big lad who used to drive a McGarry's in a 20-foot trailer, and he was a great big strapping lad. He looked as hard as nails, and I said to him, cheeky Geordie, I said to him, 1965, he says, oh, when are you going to pull that bloody wall down? He says, when the British forces and the Americans go home, he says, we'll pull it down with our bare hands.
Thanks very much, Norman. Good to talk to you. He didn't say Kraut, did he? Didn't. No, didn't.
Of course not.
Just my imagination playing games with me. If you're talking about the front pages of the press, Corrie stars have a love pact. Bradley and Debs, apparently, they've fallen in love on the job. And the police probe Sherry attack on boy 17. That's on the front page of the Daily Mail. I feel very vulnerable at the moment because I know that everyone who's getting up to come in to be part of talkSPORT and Sunday and the thing of it all, they've all got the radio on, they're all listening. It's terrible to be working in front of fellow professionals, isn't it? Isn't it just... Oh! You've got to be so careful about what you say, otherwise it'll be printed up and stuck on the wall for you to regard at your leisure. In the Sunday Express, forced out by a 50% tax, young people flee crippling burden. Britain's a brain drain as thousands of graduates are formed to emigrate to a less tax-active society. Is that true? Do we believe that to be true? If you've got a thought, it's 08 704 20 20 20.
Hard as nails and having it across the UK.
It's all done by telephone.
talkSPORT.
Lay across my big brass bed.
It's extraordinary how things have changed. I can remember playing that track, and my boss came in to me when it came out, you know, sort of 1900 and Frozen to Death, and he said, "Take that off immediately." Why? Take it off. He said, "It's obscene." How things strange. We were talking about casinos. It could be considered a backdoor deal that we're getting casinos, whether we don't want them or what do we want. Nobody seems to be talking about it. This is a programme that talks about it. Tony is in Rickmansworth. Hello, Tony.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Any chance of you...
just on casinos.
Yeah.
The issue about super casinos, to me, is just a smokescreen. There are already so many casinos available in and around all the major cities.
Mm-hmm.
Any new big bills are just going to redistribute and add some more to it. So when we've got nothing to fear, all the people that are out playing in casinos are basically addicted to them and are going to use them. All we're going to do now is introduce new people into the gaming world.
So, do you see them as potentially dangerous, or do you see them as, well, it's a bit like scotch. If you drink, you drink, and if you don't, you don't?
I don't think they're potentially dangerous, because we're already introducing our youth into gaming anyway, subliminally. I mean, if you look at the lottery, for example, they've been actually installed into premises where children are available all the time. And
they're not allowed to buy a ticket, are they?
No, but they see their parents doing so, and they see their friends doing so. So they naturally grow up thinking it's a fine thing to do, and it's an introduction to gambling, whether you like it or not.
See, I'm not, I don't know how you feel about it. I suspect that you're not pro. I don't like the idea of having, you know, casinos around the place, because it's makes it that much easier to lose